Prepare to be amazed, because what you're about to discover is truly mind-blowing. If you search for the speed of light on Google, you'll find a specific number. Now take that number and plug it into Google Earth. Before you dismiss this as a mere coincidence, consider this. The Great Pyramid of Giza is almost perfectly aligned with true north, more so than the modern Paris Observatory, which was built with the latest technology. What's even more astonishing is that the ancient builders of the Great Pyramid didn't have compasses. Still think it's a coincidence? The pyramid's sides are aligned precisely with the equator, and the three pyramids of Giza are aligned with the Belt of Orion. When you put all these facts together, it's clear that the creators of this incredibly precise structure weren't just a primitive society using basic tools, but were exceptionally knowledgeable and possibly guided by some unknown insights. Now, let's explore three intriguing theories about who or what might have been behind this architectural marvel. First up is a theory from Elon Musk. Given the exact location of the pyramids and the mysteries surrounding their origin, Musk suggested that they might not have been built by humans. Though his tweet appeared sarcastic, many took it seriously and speculated that extraterrestrial beings might have been responsible, potentially even the same beings that created Stonehenge and the statues on Easter Island. Another theory proposes that giant creatures could have been involved. In 1996, a Japanese construction company tested how many people would be needed to move a 2.5-ton block, finding that 18 men were required. The argument here is that if modern companies struggle with such tasks, it's hard to believe ancient humans with simple tools could have managed it. Adding giant creatures into the mix could make the construction more plausible. What do you think? Could these theories hold any weight in explaining the incredible construction? Number 2, the ancient Egyptians. Let's dive into another fascinating theory: the role of the ancient Egyptians themselves. It's widely known that ancient Egyptian texts say very little about the construction of the pyramids, and some argue they say nothing at all about who built them. Yet the prevailing view remains that the ancient Egyptians were indeed responsible for these incredible structures, given their location in Egypt. According to the Greek historian Herodotus, based on information from Egyptian priests, it was estimated that around 400,000 men worked on the pyramids in rotating 3-month shifts. This method would ensure a fresh workforce continually, making the enormous task more manageable. If this estimation is accurate, it would suggest that we might have significantly underestimated the capabilities and organization of the ancient Egyptians. The Great Pyramid of Giza was constructed with approximately 2.2 million stone blocks, covers 13 acres, weighs 6 million tons, and stands at 481 feet tall. For thousands of years, it held the title of the tallest man-made structure until the Eiffel Tower was erected in the 1800s. One theory proposes that the Egyptians, known for their advanced engineering skills, used sledges, rollers, and pulley systems to build the pyramids. It's also suggested that they altered the landscape, creating canals from the Nile to transport materials to the pyramid sites. Evidence of water channels found beneath the pyramids at Giza supports this theory. However, there's a controversial theory about the water beneath the pyramids that we'll explore soon. Before that, let's address a significant point of contention: the purpose of the pyramids. Traditionally, they were thought to be tombs where kings were prepared for the afterlife. Yet, despite numerous excavations and discoveries, no bodies have ever been found inside the pyramids themselves. Bodies have been discovered near the pyramids, but none within. So, is it possible that the ancient Egyptians were not the builders after all? Or is there another explanation for the mysteries surrounding these majestic structures? Did the ancient Egyptians construct the pyramids? But before we delve deeper into the debate, let me introduce you to our third intriguing candidate: an ancient, lost civilization. I know this theory might seem a bit far-fetched at first, but it's gaining considerable traction, thanks in part to influential figures like Graham Hancock.
The specific example I give is above the King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid are 5 further chambers, and these chambers are roofed and floored with granite beams that weigh about 70 tons each. and there are hundreds of them. And these 70-ton granite beams, which to put in context, a 70-ton beam is equivalent in weight to 35 large SUVs, these 70-ton granite beams have been elevated to a height of more than 350 feet above the ground and carefully and precisely placed in position. It is very hard for archaeologists to explain how that was done using purely leverage and mechanical advantage.
That's really old.
It's incredibly
It's like
old, yeah.
To think that someone back then could do something that would perplex us today with modern machinery. This is not a simple, and I've seen some of the conventional explanations of the construction of the pyramid, and they conveniently neglect those chambers above the king's chamber.
They do.
They conveniently neglect a lot of those massive stones.
Yeah.
What do you think? Might the pyramids be the work of an ancient, advanced society? But of course, this is only believed by people with an incredibly low IQ, right? Well, have you ever heard of this guy before? Nikola Tesla. The man responsible for 80% of the technology we use today, Tesla, believed that the Earth was a giant electrical generator and that we could use the planet with its poles to conduct wireless electricity. You probably thought that wireless electricity was a new technology, but all the way back in 1893 at the World's Fair, he shocked everyone by holding an isolated light bulb in his hand, and he lit it naturally using the free electricity that runs through the Earth. So take all of that into your mind. Take a deep breath, because I'm going to introduce you to the plot twist of the century, because of Nikola Tesla's work. This is why, quite literally, millions of people believe that the ancient pyramids are not tombs, but power plants emitting wireless technology. Look carefully at this Egyptian ankh and then compare it to Tesla's oscillator. Now check out these ancient Egyptian carvings and notice what is it that this mysterious thing is holding it. Looks like a wire and a ball. In 1934, these three artifacts were found together in one of the pyramids. A ceramic pot, a tube of copper, a wrought iron which contained a liquid acid. And all of these combined can be used to create a chemical reaction which produces electricity. Remember earlier how I told you that there was another theory for why there was water beneath the pyramids? Well, these same people who believe that these pyramids are energy sources, they believe that physioelectricity could be controlled by using the water from the Nile that runs beneath these pyramids. Look carefully at the esophaguses. These were clearly built into the pyramids as they were so large that you cannot move them. In fact, Egyptianologists, they believe that they were bull coffins. But those who believe this same theory say there's no way they were bull coffins. No, these are battery boxes. And in fact, in 2011, when a camera went inside one of these rooms, they found a large copper wire. And these same people claim that the hieroglyphics on the wall were showing some kind of wiring diagram. Whether you buy into these speculations or not, no one can deny that the genius Nikola Tesla was fascinated by the Great Pyramid and its potential to produce limitless energy. He even imitated the structure by building his own electromagnetic pyramid called the Warden Cliff Tower. This utilized the Earth's resonance, creating wireless energy. Tesla even said that he used it to wirelessly transmit pictures and sounds. But sadly, Tesla wasn't taken very seriously, and not only did many rip off his ideas, but in 1915, he ended up bankrupt with little reputation, and his transmitter tower was eventually destroyed by the authorities, who were very suspicious of its capabilities. You know exactly what I'm going to say next. Do you think that these pyramids were in fact power plants? Where does this leave us? After exploring these three compelling theories, we're left with a tantalizing array of possibilities about the true origins of the Great Pyramid of Giza. As we delve into these mysteries, it's clear that the story of the pyramids is far from complete. Whether crafted by ancient Egyptians, a lost civilization, or through some other means, the pyramids challenge us to rethink our understanding of history and human capability. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.